Beats Planet.
All right. Appreciate everybody for being here. Welcome. Grab a snack. Get you something to drink. Hold on, man. Let me just put these on one time. Let me just put these on. You know what I'm saying? Just one time for the one time. We ain't doing nothing in particular. Just one time for the one time. I just want everybody to sit down, grab you some snacks, get yourself something cool to drink. We got another hour and some change worth of content today, every day, 3 p.m. Central on the volume. I know there's going to be some people watching on the Voch Lombardi page. Hey, we got till the end of April. So starting May, live streams will exclusively be on the volume. So hey man, you can hold your spot on the Voch Lombardi channel now, but at some point I want everybody to migrate over to the volume side because hey man, that's where the major work's gonna be done. That's where the major bag alert came from. You know what I mean? So I need y'all to run over there to that side. So make sure you do all of the algorithm things for both channels, right? Hit the like, hit sub, hit the notification bells because we damn sure need it. I'm Voch. Follow me on all my platforms. Oh shit! Oh shit! Will still held me down. I'm Voch Lombardi. Follow me on all platforms, VOCHLOMBARDI. If you haven't heard from the Jamaican air horn, I got my point guard Will still here today. What's up, sir?
What's good, y'all? Appreciate y'all being here.
Everything's everything. So we're drawing very close to actual draft, right? And you know, I don't think I'm ready. I'm just not prepared.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. I've watched 170 some odd prospects, and I still don't think that's enough, man. We're gonna get to round 5, and some cat's gonna be drafted. Voch, what you got on him? And I'm like, I've never heard that before. I have no clue who this young man is. I don't know who let him in the club. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna have to watch, just spend these last 2 weeks or so, just to finish the process of trying to get ready for the draft. But that's what this whole build-up is gonna be. So hey, be sure to watch the live draft party. Also, it's gonna be live on both channels. So hey, pick a side to sit down and get all my reactions, all of my analysis, all these jokes. Be sure to be tuned in. But as this process winds down, I got to put together these lists. You know what I mean? I normally don't like to put together lists, but if I'm going to be content guy doing content things, I have to put, list of which players I like the most. And then there's got to be a top 50 board. And then there's going to be mock draft version 1 point only. I don't do a whole bunch of many of them. You know what I'm saying? But I got to,
Excited for that one.
Just one mock draft that I'm going to do for the culture, and I'll let y'all dissect that. But today we're going to defend myself, okay? I have many rankings out already. They're all over my Instagram. They're on the volumes, different social media pages. You can just kind of go find one and see it. So now I'm going to be defending my list, defending why I have players ranked where I have them. Now, my list is never going to look like the media scouts list. It's never going to look like the big wigs list because I'm Voch. I like to be original, and if I'm going to stand on something, I would like to have some reasons why. I know a lot of people that will debate you with somebody else's opinion. And once you get to the second level, the third level of that argument, they just start to run out. And by the time you get to the fourth level, they go, well, I have no clue because I didn't watch film. I just heard somebody say it on their podcast. You know what I mean? That ain't Voch. And that ain't Will still neither. You know what I'm saying? Because he puts in his work also.
And if I do say something like, hey, I listen to Voch, man. I listen to what Foots had to say.
There's a big disclaimer. There's a big disclaimer. Hey, man.
Only a couple.
Hey, Voch is a guy that I really trust, and he said
Right.
Will still loves to clean it up like that. And that's fine. But don't come attack me with something.
No, don't do that. Yeah, don't do that.
You heard Dane Brugler say, you ain't watched that film. Chill out. So let's see. Should we get started? Oh, yeah, one more thing. This is a very interactive show. So chat at any point. I got both chat boxes open because y'all want to make things hard to view from both channels. It's cool. If y'all disagree with anything that I say, please Leave a comment in the chat. We're gonna see it. Will's gonna see it. We're gonna address it if you disagree with anything that I have. And also we have the phone lines, but Will just got off the phones.
Oh, all right, we go back.
And we got the phones pulled up. And the number to the phone is 202-926-1127. Access code 309-104. You can go back to the chat now. That's gonna be on the screen for you. So you can also call in as well as tap into the chat box if you have any kind of disagreement. All right, let's boogie. Let me get my talking music on. Sick of this freestyle. Sick of this.
Hey.
I'm still not over that mock from yesterday, man. That Tyler
Smith.
I'm still not over that. All right, so Aiden Hutchinson is my number one edge rusher, right? And let me just kind of open up with this. I think everybody got to answer a few questions about themselves, about who you are as a couch scout, as a draft fan, whatever. Are you floor guy or are you ceiling guy? What's more important to you? And that's going to be a theme that just reoccurs throughout me breaking down how I like these players, how I like offensive lineman, running back, receiver, whatever. Floor guy or ceiling guy? Floor means what are you right now? Ceiling is what can you be? Now, my preference is high floor, like I can see what you can do right now, and then you have some more room where you could get better. High ceiling. Now, are there any players in this draft that are both high floor and high ceiling guys? No.
Wow.
No.
I got a question. I got a question for the professor here.
Please.
Does the floor ceiling, does it differentiate depending on the team? Like if I'm a team that needs a guy right now, or a team that could kind of, hey, I got an edge for a year or two and I could wait for a couple years.
So in terms of drafting, that could be the case, right? So the Cowboys, listen, let me say y'all something. Y'all want as many high floor players as you can get because you need people to play right now.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboy fans want, like Cowboy fans have gotten so spoiled, I would say, with how Dak and Zeke just kind of shows up. We'll have an offensive lineman that we draft first and they'll just show up, and Parsons and, CD, just these guys that just show up playing day one. That ain't really always the case. That don't really happen like that. Players normally have to get acclimated to the league, to the speed of it, and then they come out and play. Cowboys have been fortunate enough to where, okay, CD Lamb, for example, right? High floor. He can play for you right now. But the CD Lamb that you have right now, the Lamb that we have in year 3 is much better than the Lamb that we saw his rookie year. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I mean, floor and ceiling guy. So if you're dealing with players that's either floor or ceiling guy, and some guys, can get better, some guys, whatever, that is very team dependent. So, if you the Jaguars, you bad right now, maybe you can afford to wait on a Kayvon Thibodeaux. Okay, well, we're not contending for the next 3 years, so let's let those 3 years build up Thibodeaux's stock, and then we'll see where we at now. If you the Cowboys, you want somebody that can play right now. Which is why, okay, let's just go ahead and get in. Let's just go ahead and run this in. So my number one guy is, since I'm high floor guy, Aiden Hutchinson is my number one guy. I know what he can do right now. Is he going to get much, much better than he is right now? Probably not. He'll probably learn some technique. The league will shape his body a little to what they want him to be. They may do some different things with him than Michigan did. But as far as the player that he is right now, that's the player that he's going to be. He's my number one guy. If there's anybody that did, because look, when this shit dropped on Twitter, it was a whole bunch of Twitter things that this.
You know how Twitter is, fam.
A whole heap of them. So I would love to see in any of these chat boxes, and this ain't me getting aggressive. This ain't me fussing at. I'm not bullying nobody.
So I'm actually shocked they came at you for Aiden and not George Karlaftis.
What I think the deal is with Karlaftis, I think people just haven't seen film on him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like when you see how people talk about Karlaftis, it's from a standpoint, like you can tell, oh, my favorite draft guy hasn't been talking about Karlaftis a lot, so I don't like Karlaftis. My favorite draft guy has been talking about Hutchinson, Thibodeaux, Jermaine, you know what I'm saying, Walker.
Jabo before he got hurt.
You know what I'm saying? Like those who my favorite. And Karlaftis isn't a guy that we talk about a bunch, but anybody that watched film on George Karlaftis, you shitting me? You shit, that dude can play. You know what I mean? So Hutchinson and Karlaftis are my 1 and 2 guys, is because they're the higher floor guys. I know what they are right now.
Yeah.
They don't have the highest ceiling, but they're ready to play right now. Chad, if you disagree, please let me know. And my phone lines are open. So Kayvon Thibodeaux being my number 3 guy. Let me go ahead and full screen that for me. So Kayvon Thibodeaux being my number 3 guy. He's super, super raw, right? His floor is also a little low right now, but his ceiling can make him better than anybody in this class right now. But that's if he reaches his ceiling. Gambling, shooting dice in the bathroom. You know what I mean? Possible. Kayvon could be that guy. Now, Kayvon's floor is a lot more opinion based, right? Because my idea of Kayvon's floor, I just kind of see him beating people, with just pure athleticism. I kind of see him just run around, bad offensive lineman, and that's cool. I see him show some explosion. That's fine. But when we're drafting, half of drafting is projecting. So if I see Kayvon Thibodeaux just run past one of the Washington kids or whatever, right? He just run past him. That's different than Aiden Hutchinson punching a kid, swiping a kid, getting caught and having a backup plan and then finishing a kid.
Yeah.
There's you winning differently means a lot here. Go ahead, Will.
No, you're right. He's got a process to himself in regards to Aiden Hutchinson. It's not just out athlete you in college, where if you are the top athlete, hey, I'm good to go 9 times out of 10.
100%. Aiden rushes with a plan, you can tell. Karlaftis rushes with a plan, you can tell. Kayvon Thibodeaux runs down the middle of people. And that's kind of fine because he's been winning running down the middle of people. But if you run down them, like if he gets drafted by the Lions, you got to go against Bakhtiari week 1. Good luck running down the middle of that dude. You know what I mean? You're going to have to develop something. But I think his raw floor makes him better than what we get from David Ojabo. And I was kind of back and forth on this one, but injury's not moving me on this. This is just purely whatever it is, right? The reason I got Thibodeaux over Ojabo, even though I think Ojabo has the higher floor right now, Thibodeaux's ceiling is so much higher than Ojabo's, is why I put Thibodeaux over Ojabo. I don't know how the fuck Travon Walker get this out. Now, when I do watch Travon Walker, I do see he's another ceiling guy.
A lot of those in there.
To be fair, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all ceiling guys. But they're in the top 6 for me because their ceiling is so high that they actually have the opportunity to fix this and become who they are. But man, some of the floors, bro, like some of the floors are just so weird to me. Like when you watch film on Travon Walker, you watch him and he's 270 pounds and he runs a 4.5. But he big enough to play 3 tech sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's a special type of athlete. If you're the kind of GM, and this is kind of what Will Steele was saying, right? If you are having problems in your defensive room and maybe you got time, maybe you don't, whatever, then maybe you don't need to draft some of these high ceiling, low floor guys. If I got a Dan Quinn, that may totally change how I rank this board. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
If somebody tapped me on the show and said, okay, Voch, but make your board with the idea that Dan Quinn gets these dudes day one. Oh, well, shit, I might go, you know what I'm saying? Kayvon, Aiden, Travon, Karlaftis, Ojab, Jermaine don't move, but like the rest of them kind of switches around a little bit with the idea that, oh, okay, well, cool, right, okay, cool. So when I make this ranking, it's more of a neutral 32 team type joint, you know what I mean? But Travon Walker and Jermaine Johnson are both similar type players to me in the fact that they got physical tool belts, but they don't have I know how to play defensive end tool belts. You understand? Like they got a long way to go in terms of how to win. And when you watch Jermaine Johnson highlight tapes, man, that's why I always tell people we can't just judge off highlight tapes.
Absolutely not.
When you watch Jermaine Johnson highlight tapes, he's running down the middle of people. And he's bull rushing people, and he'll push somebody around, and he'll run down the middle of this guy, and then he'll disappear. He'll disappear for a quarter and a half versus Notre Dame versus whoever, you know what I'm saying? Pick a school. Pick a school. Carolina, like North Carolina State. I seen Jermaine Johnson versus Akeem Okwonu, and I didn't hear very much from Jermaine Johnson until he played on the other side of him. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that we just have to be honest with the film. And if you like Jermaine Johnson because he's super athlete, he tore up the Senior Bowl, tore up the Pro Bowl, and he has a high ceiling, you feel like you can work on him, I have no problem with you feeling like Jermaine Johnson should be your guy. But if you ain't got a plan, and you just think he's just gonna come in and smoke
Yep.
shot at everybody, then you'll probably be mistaken a little bit. You know what I mean? You'll probably be mistaken.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, bro. How if you get some of these high ceiling guys, they have to have the right coaching. You can't come in there. Let's just say they take Thibodeaux #1, right, and say, "Hey, man, you are DE1. You are the anchor of our defense from here on out. Do your thing." Now you got to coach him up a little bit. Some of these other guys, Jermaine too. And I feel like if you give Dan Quinn one of those high floor guys, hey, I feel real good about that.
Sure. And honestly, sometimes these players need other things around them in order to make them who they are. Like Parsons is super talented, right? But if you pair him with DeMarcus Lawrence, and you give the green dot to J-Ron Curson, you have a teacher in Dan Quinn, that's just only going to bring extra points out of Michael Parsons, right?
Excellent
Now,
point.
if Michael Parsons would have played for goddamn, I don't know, if he would have played for Jacksonville or something, would he be the same guy? I mean, we don't know. He probably would have still been talented or whatever. But all those stimuli, I ain't say stimuluses, but all those stimuli came together to help Michael Parsons become the guy that he is. So once we get out of this top 6, right? In my personal opinion, talent kind of falls. You know what I mean? So I just go 7 through 6. We could just talk about them all together, bro. So like when I see mock drafts that got like Boye Mafia in the first round, okay, cool, okay, but I like Boye Mafia as a player. You know what I mean? Well, or when I see Arnold Ibickity in the first round, edge from Penn State, I just be like,
Bruh.
you know what I'm saying? And to be fair, once you get past that first 6, the next 10 or so guys all kind of blend in with each other. Honestly, and they may do different things, but as you're just watching film on these guys, you go, man, these dudes aren't like, nobody really separates themselves super heavy. Arnold does a job, Boye Mafia does a job. I like Cam Thomas in certain situations. Kingsley Enagbare from South Carolina was the one that stood out to me the most out of the next group of cats that couldn't stand out to me. So, if you asking like where a guy like Drake Jackson from USC, he may be like 11 or something. I don't know. You may be looking at a guy like Sanders, right? Cincinnati, Majai Sanders. He may be 11 or something, right? Michael Clemens from Texas A&M might be 11 or something. Jeffrey Gunter from Coastal Carolina might be 11 or something. Like, they're all in that same category for me. But what really separated 7 through 10 was, okay, at least these dudes play in the run game. At least these dudes have some upside to be better pass rushers. And these dudes have somewhat of a floor that I feel really good about. And the interesting part is we're like, I'm calling them edge, but most people are going to call them pass rushers. These dudes are better versus the run than they are pass rushers. Like, part of their high floor comes from them being run guys. And a lot of these dudes are like slim looking. Like Arnold Ibickity is a slim looking dude on film. Majai Sanders is a slim looking, on my list, but he's a slim looking dude on film. But all these dudes, they play the run really well, but they're all raw in the pass rush side. So just a lot more ceiling guys. We was talking about ceiling guys earlier. The earlier ceiling guys, ceilings are way higher than these bottom or so ceiling guys, but the league knows that, and that's why, if you see Boye Mafia in a mock draft, it'll be early second, late first, as opposed to you'll see Ojabo. Well, I don't know Ojabo because injury.
It sounds like the best way to view these guys is to tier them, right? You got tier 1, who is your Hutchinsons, your Karlaftis, maybe your Thibodeaux, Jabu, and Walker and Jermaine. Maybe Walker up there. He high floor guy. And then tier the rest of them, right? What's your tier 2, tier 3, as opposed to ranking? Because you got half of these dudes in the same tier. They're just not in your top 10, but it sounds like they could be.
Sure.
Or 11, sorry, top 11, 12, but it sounds like they could be.
Sure. And if you had to tier it up, 1 through 6 would be a tier. It's like everybody else, honestly, or the next 10 or so guys,
Mhm.
honestly, and then you just start picking the guys that ain't gonna be, whatever. But
Hey,
interesting list. Go ahead.
Sev Taylor, this is because this is the question I was going to ask you because I didn't see him up here. Nick Benito.
Benito's cool. He might be 11. You know what I mean?
Okay, so in that tier, got you.
Mhm.
I just feel like a guy like Benito. Maybe there's another guy like this. I don't know, maybe Boye Mafe. Is somebody speaking Dan Quinn Cowboys wise? Quinn could have some fun with Voch. Like he can move him around a little bit and send him on blitzes with not send Mike on blitzes with him. I feel like that with Benito.
If I made a top 15, right, Benito will probably be on there.
Okay.
Like Majai Sanders probably be on there. Who I said earlier, what's his face? Drake Jackson probably be on there. If I made a top 15, I only made a top 10, and the only reason why the top 10 ran out of spots so quick is because the top 6 guys, like we see all those dudes ranked top 15 or something. You know what I mean? So, and then, David Ojabo with the injury, he's just kind of moving around. We don't know where he's going to go. So, even when you get to like Kingsley, Cam Thomas, Boye Mafe, Arnold, those dudes are still high second round picks because we're talking about edge here. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
if Nick Benito to me is a late second round pick, then he just barely missed this list. Just because you didn't make this list don't mean that you trash. I just had 10 spots and
Right.
there's a lot of edges at the top of the list. You know what I mean? That's all that is. So great question. Will Seal, did you have something before I move on to the phone, sir?
Nah, let's do it.
Man, I have talked for 28 minutes. That's content, dog. That's content. This show halfway over. Let's get Jared on the phone, see what he's talking about, see if he disagree with me. Jared, what up?
Hey, man, how's it going?
Coolin', my guy. What you got for the show?
All right. The one guy that I would put on your top 10 that I don't see on there is Sam Williams from Mississippi.
Ooh.
Why would you put him up there?
I think he's got the upside, man. I think,
ceiling guy.
and I really believe what Dan Quinn sees in him is something to look at.
Okay.
Because Dan Quinn worked out with him, and I trust Dan Quinn on defensive guys. So honestly, whoever he takes, if he takes an edge, I'm putting that guy up just because I believe Dan Quinn knows what he's doing.
So mind you, I don't super disagree with much of what you said, but let me just run down this, right? Aiden Hutchinson or Sam Williams?
Well, Hutchinson.
Karlaftis or Sam Williams?
Karlaftis.
Let's just give you benefit of that. Let's just jump down here. Kingsley Enagbare or Sam Williams?
I'm not that high on Kingsley,
I ain't have Sam.
honestly, but say Mafe. I'll put Mafe above Williams.
Okay. What about Arnold? Arnold Ibikity.
Questionable, probably.
So
educating.
So we're not really disagreeing because if we just keep going, because you're gonna run out of spots too. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's not that I hate Sam. It's just we only had so. Oh, look at Will Steele. Can we just put flames in the chat box for goddamn Will Steele, please? Just put some goddamn flames. I'm up here trying to do a show, and I look at what he's doing on the screen. I'm looking at. Come on. So I don't think Sam Williams is a bad player, but what I don't want Cowboy Nation to do is to kind of overthink him because we're talking about him or because Dan Quinn was with him or was he a 30 visit, Will?
No, I don't believe he. I mean, you know what? Let me go look before I say that.
Okay, but Dallas has been in contact with him. Maybe,
yeah.
Even if it wasn't an official 30, like Dan Quinn probably pulled that young man to the side, put his arm over his shoulder, and said, I can see you with a star on your helmet. That may be the case, but that don't mean we need to overdo this thing. Because if Dan Quinn could get Boye Mafe, he'll turn him into a gangster. If Dan Quinn could get Kingsley or Arnold, he'll turn him into a gangster. Or Drake Jackson, because we feel that way about Dan Quinn. But I don't necessarily disagree with nothing that you're saying, Jared.
All right. One other thing, though, that I got. So I don't really know if I like Jermaine Johnson that much. And
oh, shit. Hold on, man. Hold on. Let that fly. Hold on. Let that breathe, man. Let that shit breathe. Hey, come on, man. What you got for me, dog? Talk to me. Talk to me.
He disappears on film, man. He disappears.
What else? What else he do? Because you know what? I start talking shit about Jermaine Johnson, the whole chat acting like, hey, I don't know what Vash talking about. I don't know what the hell be going. I get on Twitter, I say something about you. Oh, Vash, you said the same thing about it. But y'all be thinking the same shit I be seeing. The film ain't changed. I'm not yelling at you, Jerry. I'm not yelling at you. I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at them. But go ahead, talk to us. Go ahead.
Like the hypocrisy that goes on, where people
He was a 30 visit, by the way.
Kayvon Thibodeaux down, perfect for attitude problems, and they're not gonna bump Jermaine Johnson down.
Oh.
They got Jermaine Johnson going ahead of him, and I don't get it.
Hey man, hey, you spitting that? Hey, you ain't saying nothing wrong to me. You ain't saying nothing wrong to me, Playboy. Come on, man. Hey, yo, Jared, this was a fantastic call. I agree with you. Don't sip that Kool-Aid. Look, I like Jermaine Johnson, but you know. So, all right, Jared, I appreciate you, dog. Great call.
All right.
Yo, Will, it ain't just me, man. Come on.
You got him 6, okay? So you like him enough.
I like Jermaine. I like the player. He's a fun player.
So he's second round?
No, he won't go second round at this point.
No, not won't go. Where you grade him?
Sure, whatever you say, Will. But look, this is my thing though, Will. Just to even be consistent on my side, I stand on what I said when I say if he was at 24 and it's Jermaine or Linderbaum or Kenyon Green or Olave or N'Kobe or Jordan Davis, Jermaine ain't at the top of that list.
No, I agree.
So, you know what I'm saying? So I just think we just gotta have a conversation with that. Chat, how's my background? Chat, how's my camera? Chat, what's going on? Let me just put my goddamn glasses on. I just clicked over to the other screen just see how this shit looks. Check. What we doing? Chat, come on. That's what we do, man. You sign to the volume, get a little bit of a budget. Things look a little different around here. Shouts out to the volume.
Shouts out to him, bro.
Shouts out to homie Brum.
And that's the bottom line.
Because goddamn Voch Lombardi said so. Hey, look, man. Hey, listen. Hey, got the just showing off. Just what we doing.
He in his West Coast crib. Yeah, you gotta take your shoes off when you come to the West Coast crib.
Not on my carpet, please.
Yeah,
not on my carpet. What was I saying? Where we at? Phones. All right. Also, Wilson, let me just get your thoughts on this. Like, who do you think the first overall pick is going to be? Because there have been some reports that they don't even think that Aiden Hutchinson is a slam dunk and that Travon Walker could go number 1 overall. And I just think that's just interesting.
I'm gonna just keep that short and sweet. Hutchinson. I think that's it.
That's probably what it should be. Yeah. That's probably what it should be. And this just goes back to what I was saying, man. Hey, you up there with them picks? Take them picks. Feel good about them picks. Leave me alone. I feel great about my picks, dog.
Yeah, number 1, I can't play around. Give me floor guy with see. I know ceiling sounds like potential to most, sure. but I don't necessarily agree. I feel like ceiling is what you're hoping. You're hoping for. I'm hoping you get to this ceiling, but everybody has potential to grow. So if I'm getting me a high floor guy that also has the potential to grow, that's what I need at number 1. I don't got time to play around. I can't hope. I can't live by the hope creed. You know what I mean? And I'm going to just leave it at that because we wish a month.
We wish.
I ain't got time to wish.
Fantastic, Will, still, as I pour my water off camera. Let's go set it off, Chris, then Joe Sandberg, then Evan, the Falcons. Let's boogie. Set it off, Chris. This is your first time setting it off on the volume, man. So what's up with you, sir?
Hey, man, I just had to come by the new gigs, man, get a little and pass out a little drink to pour, man, because, I'd already used my manscape to kick it in, man. I just wanted to come and say hi, man.
Hey, man. Hey, listen, man. Sometimes when you have a new home, man, people aren't allowed to smoke cigars in your new room, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to respect the home, you know what I mean? You respect the house. Use a coaster, sir. Have some class, why don't you? Put that drink on the coaster, please.
Act like you got some home training before you come over to my house, man.
Grow up.
No doubt, man. Listen, man, loving everything that you've been putting out, man. And, this top 5, 10 picks, I don't have to worry about because my team don't suck.
Man.
We're just terrible in free agency, man. So, whoever does what they do, I need some of
the conference has been locked
to make a few mistakes and push a few more people down the board for me, man.
Sure.
But, the young stallion, Skywalker Stills already really put out the one move that we have to make so that we can do what we want to do at 24. You might want to take one of them numerous 5th-round picks and go get LaVista Chenault and add him to your wide receiver core. That is the one move that everybody said pre-draft, middle of the draft that we must do so that we can kind of maneuver the way we want to make it boogie like we want to. Jordan Davis at 24 is Jordan Davis is my Slater pick from last year, and Slater not getting Slater last year, really put me in a foul taste in my mouth for draft, and I'm trying not to even have any pet cats anymore. But we do what we got to do, man, and so I'm gonna just get out, man. I'm waiting for Uncle Charlie to call back because I damn near ran off the road this afternoon listening to Uncle Charlie, and you still have to put a compilation of all of Uncle Charlie's stories together.
Hey, man, look. Hey, yo, Chris. Hey, yo, Chris, we got a team now, so, hey, it might happen. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't doing it.
Whoever can get through, if she's wearing combat boots, she's a terrorist.
Hey, Paul.
If you got 2 left feet, he didn't walk into the building.
Yeah. Paul,
bath water. Man, Uncle Charlie got so many stories, man, that he can give you 15 minutes of work, man, and you will die
3 kills.
Listening to that dude, man.
3 minutes.
Absolutely classic, man.
Appreciate you, Chris. Great call, man.
Go. Yeah, no problem, man. I don't want to be one more guy. I want to be one more thing, guy. I'm gonna get up out of here, man, before you put me on the clock, man. Love y'all, man. I'll talk to y'all later.
Appreciate you, man.
Right, bro.
Hey, man, Charlie put so much game in 3 minutes yesterday, bro. I just can't. Holla, is still crazy.
We were talking about it before the show. Look, Uncle Charles could literally just his compilation of his calls could be a book.
Yeah, for sure, audiobook, 100%.
Yeah, clear up the audio a little bit because let me tell you something. He get on the mic, so you just got to clear up the audio and you good.
Will, my favorite quote from Uncle Charlie, then we're gonna move on to the phone. My favorite quote from Uncle Charlie, man, it was like a game night or something like that. It was late at night, and Charles ain't really quiet, like you know what I mean, like he always yelling. I was like, oh man, you ain't got like people in your house, man. Like it's late at night, man. Why you yelling? I was like, shit, man, it's my motherfucking house.
Old school.
He's like, man, it's my house.
Uncle Charlie cooking at the cookout. He on the grill. He the grill master.
Love Charlie, man. Somebody in the chat box or whatever, they was like that Clint Eastwood got to go, but everything else is fine. Bro, that's the outlaw Josie Wales, sir. That's the outlaw Josie Wales. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. And you know what? You know what? Young people, I ain't gonna say this sound like an old cat, but that's a young man right there that don't understand how crazy outlaw Josie Wales is. It's gonna be some old folk in the chat box that's gonna get it right. Look, if you over 40, could you please get this young man right? Tell him outlaw Josie Wales is not to be played with.
Batman Scoop. If you're over 40 in the club, put your hands up.
Relax, son. Relax. Let's get to the phones though. Who I said was up next? I said Joe. Let's go holler at Joe. What up, Joe?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, man, chill. Everything. What you got for me? What you got on the list for me?
So I heard actually Trayvon Walker's actually the new flavor of the month for #1 overall pick.
Yeah. We're hearing that. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's crazy. Shit, yeah.
But why do people like Jermaine Johnson more than Karlaftis?
Why do they like? Well, in my mind, it's because everybody's been talking about Jermaine and they ain't been talking about Karlaftis. So it's just another flavor of the week type of deal. Jermaine had his month of being flavor of the week 4 times.
Wow.
Yeah. How's the family, Joe? Everything cool?
Yeah, everything is cool. Actually, I already actually have day 1 of the draft off.
Oh, really? Shit. Okay, hey man, come through, man. That's all you got?
No, actually. Have you watched Adam Anderson yet?
The Georgia kid?
Yes.
They don't think he's gonna play football, right?
They go to COVID camp.
Yeah. They don't think he's gonna be drafted, right?
Well, due to the R word allegation, maybe.
That's a
You want to talk
hard,
about a guy with the pass rush?
that's a hard word, dog. The R word is a hard word to talk about some place of football again.
Can't
you know
say
what I
that word on air no more. Is that how the cancel culture go now?
I just don't want to risk getting demonetized.
I
mean?
got you. I got you.
The 4-letter R word.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, not the 6-letter R word. That's something different. But yeah, Joe, man, appreciate your great call, man. Adam Anderson. Yeah, he's another Georgia player, man, and he's a good player, but 4-letter R word. You know what I mean? So if he's clear of allegations of 4-letter R word, then maybe he'll play, and that'll be like a second, third round guy for you. But boy, 4-letter R word, a motherfucker. So
I'm mad we out here.
appreciate
Hey,
you.
the people want you to let Uncle Charlie in.
Wait,
Last name
yeah.
Wilson.
You on the phone?
He was trying to get in. He said he's trying to get in.
The conference has been unlocked.
Only Charlie. If anybody else try to jump in this thing, you get kicked out. But so Evan, Justice, Lane, and 804. Y'all and Charlie. Everybody else getting kicked out. Evan, what up?
What's up, bud? So my reason I'm calling is
The conference has been locked.
why are people so high on Trayvon Walker, and why are they disrespecting George Karlaftis? I know that's kind of what the previous guy said, but
I changed this.
it just pisses me off
I love
because I was watching a couple of guys do a mock draft. Yesterday, Brett Coleman was on. It was a Brett Coleman and Bingle, and they had him going in the George Karlaftis going in the second round, dude.
Jesus.
And they had the Falcons picking Trayvon Walker at 8, and I was just like, what? I mean, I get the athletic upside of Walker,
Mm-hmm.
but what is it? I mean, are they just looking at the 4 sacks or 5 sacks, whatever Karlaftis had? I don't care because I don't really look at his stats. Like one guy was like, I was talking about Karlaftis, and he like brought up his stats. I was like, dude, I ain't even look at that. I don't even know how many sacks he got because I don't
Yeah.
have. That's not what I judge players off of. What do I see on film? How do they get the?
Well, this the internet, and I don't want to be mistaken here. Shouts out to Brett Coleman. You know what I mean? He's been doing this for a long time. Me, him, and Matt
Oh yeah, I
Wallman.
respect him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think nobody on earth should feel like Karlaftis is a second round guy if Trayvon Walker's 8th overall. I just don't see that. Just watching film and look, and I'm not pretending like I know more than anybody, but Voch got a Karlaftis film session somewhere, and and the dude that I'm showing you, that dude ain't a second round pick. You know what I mean? So I encourage y'all to do your own research, of course, and then watch my video, figure out what you want to figure out. But in no way should Karlaftis fall that far. Not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah, and I mean, I get where like you're kind of thinking, well, Falcons are like in rebuild mode, so you go with the high ceiling guy, but I don't really see it like that as much because I think high floor guys are necessary no matter if you're rebuilding or if you're or not. Because
Sure.
I would rather, it's the bird in the hand versus 2 in the bush
Yes, sir.
kind of analogy. Like, especially if you're picking top 10, like Walker could be great, right?
Mhm.
But he could be average, or he could bust out the league.
Sure.
Like that's the gradations that you get with it. Like Karlaftis, like he may just be like a very solid role player for you,
Could be.
or a very solid starter.
Sure.
But I don't think he's gonna bust out of the league. Like he's gonna give you something. Like I don't think there's a bust potential with him. Like there is with everybody, but it's very low.
Fair enough. And that's where the conversation, high floor, high ceiling, normally comes from. Appreciate you, Evan. And then if you just kind of look at the edge guys in the league or whatever, the dudes that tend to be more successful early and just throughout the whole career, whatever, just who just are the guys that got the hand technique, the guys that figure out the technical side of the game. Like there are some guys that just flat run past people. Those are your Myles Garrett types or whatever, right? But you look at your T.J. Watts, you look at your Max Crosby's, you look at the Bosa kids. Them dudes are manipulating hands and they're rushing with a plan. DeMarcus Lawrence is a guy that does that. Michael Parsons is a guy that just rolls up and run past people because he's better than everybody else. But them dudes are rare. We get think about how many athletic pass rushes we get every year. Just think about them dudes, just them athletic run past you type guys every year. Chase Young was number 1 overall pick. Chase Young probably ranked higher than anybody on this list. And look at what Chase Young's kind of doing in the league. He got hurt, sure, but look at his first year in the next couple games or whatever, right? He was like like an 8-sack guy, something like that, 7-sack guy.
He was that athlete that kind of got not figured out, but you go up against these veterans, that ain't gonna work.
And Chase is a mile better than these children that we're working with this year. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no Chase Youngs, ain't no Michael Parsons in this class. So just ask yourself realistically, what are you expecting? What are you expecting from the player that you pick? And I just think with this group in particular, it's mostly about what situation they're going to go into, what coaches scheme, supporting cast, shit like that. But we'll see what happens. Carlotta is what we thought Bradley and I was going to
I
do.
made a face at that.
It's a little different. It's a little different there, buddy. It's a little different there. Let's go Justice. Then we're gonna go. So, Justice, what up?
What up, Voch? How you doing, bro?
Cooling player.
I would just like to first off, I would just like to start call out by saying that if you don't have Aiden Hutchinson as your number 1 type passer,
Man, you ran them last 9 words
Wow.
together, bro. Hold on, I'm sorry, you ran them last 9 together. You say you calling to do what now?
Oh, I'm sorry. I called just I wanted to start the call by saying, like, if you don't have
Start
Aiden
the call
Hutchinson
off
as your
by
number
saying,
1 pass rusher,
okay, gotcha.
then you kind of wilding.
Sure. Now we're now look. I understand if somebody got Thibodeaux 1. I can understand it. I don't agree, but I can understand it. You know what I mean? But I think Aiden Hutchinson should be everybody's number 1 guy. Should be. You know what I mean? But if you like Thibodeaux, then, you just like different things. That's cool. Go ahead.
Yeah. I also wanted to say that, I may be a little weird here, but I actually think like Trayvon's floor isn't that bad. Like, if we're talking about a dude that can like play the run effectively, push the pocket effectively, like play like read options and RPOs effectively, like, and basically like never have to come out the same field. And like, what is he gonna? And like, to me, in the league, he's probably gonna be what, like a 7-8 sack dude. Now, I know that's not worth number 1 at all.
Who?
But like, that's certainly a player in the league.
Who?
Trayvon.
You would hope that he's a 7-8 sack guy. His first year.
I get him 7-8 sacks, bro. Like, you know a dude named Joe Tryon?
Will Steele, how many sacks did Michael Parsons have last year?
13.
13 sacks?
Yeah.
He different.
Like,
I'm listening. I'm listening to what you're saying. Go ahead. I'm listening to you. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay. So like, I think people like, to me, sacks aren't the biggest thing here. It's more about what's your pressure rate, if anything.
8 sacks
like,
a lot, bro. 8 sacks a lot. But sure, go ahead.
Like I think Max Crosby had like something crazy, like 60 sacks in the season last year, and he ended up the season with like 8 sacks and then like 60 pressures or something like that. Like, if you're gonna tell me that like Max Crosby had a down year just because he had 8 sacks, but he had like 60 pressures, I'm gonna say you're insane. Like, because at the end of the day, like, sacks are a small percentage of what your actual production is versus like your pressure rate. Now listen, Trayvon's gonna get sacks because like he's an athletic freak. Like, he goes to a team that like wants to move him around a little bit, put him in an A gap like Georgia did, or put him inside, or do whatever they need to help like validate that production. Like, he's gonna get the sacks, and then he's also gonna be like an adequate run defender for you, and then and also be like a smart, heady player for you. I don't think that floor is bad. I just think that that's not worth a number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Now, is that worth like a middle first round? Sure, I guess.
Yeah, man, I feel you, man. It's a polarizing conversation, you know what I mean? But we gonna figure it out. We'll revisit this next year, and in 2 years, and in 3 years, and before you know it, we calling somebody a bust. Let's see who it's gonna be. Hey, fantastic call though. Who is it? Justice. Appreciate you, Justice. Great call, bro. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. The Book of Charles is kind of fire, man.
It's coming.
The Book of Charles is kind of fire. So look, hey, just whoever's in charge of that, just take these timestamps. We're gonna just get us a little, we're gonna put together that's content, man. Come on, bro. Who else doing that? A best of
for a call.
Five shows into the volume, we got a best. We thinking of a best of. Come on, son. We got Lane up next, 8:04 on deck. We're gonna end with Uncle Charlie. All right, so let's get Lane on the phone. What up, Lane?
Hey, Voch.
What's happening?
How you doing?
Chilling.
Let me tell you something.
Yes,
These kids don't know about Outlaw Josie Wells. I tell you.
Who he think he talking
Hey,
to? Who he think he talking to? Talking about some that Clint Eastwood one needs to go. No, sir. That's the Outlaw Josie Wells. Speak on him appropriately, please.
They don't know about it. Anyway, I want to say I appreciate you coming out here and actually explaining your process of your rankings.
For sure.
How you're with the 4 and then like the general, like this is how it is for all 32.
For sure.
Now, for some teams, I'd have Trayvon in the top 3.
Okay.
Because he's a little bit more versatile. You mentioned a game where he was at 3 Tech, right? You watched that game?
Yep.
Yeah, so that game, he was playing at about 290.
Mm-hmm.
He can fluctuate his weight pretty good because Kirby Smart has a little bit of that peanut butter in Georgia. But they had him doing whatever else they wanted to do.
Sure.
But I think with some teams that predominantly use the nickel, they can have him more as either an outside guy or a Russian D tackle, depending on their edge situation. So I think that's a little bit more valuable.
Yeah.
But in general, yeah, about 5 or 6 is where he should be. But yeah, that's what I got for him.
Hey, fair enough. Fair enough. Did you have something else before you go?
Let's just speed on through this and get to Uncle Charlie.
Hey, listen, man. You ain't got to tell nobody twice around here, buddy. Great call. We got a super chat from the Goods 528. He dropped a dime and says, "Who are the top 3-4 guys versus the top 4-3?" Hey, man, that's a lot of hard work, sir. How I typically put these together is like I can go regardless of exact spot, and that'll just be who that player is. So I don't have just an example. I don't have a top tackle list and a top guard list. I just got top 10 offensive linemen. You just know people don't have to play the same position for you to know if a player is better than another player. You know, Aiden Hutchinson can play anything from he shouldn't be a stand-up linebacker, but he's done it. But
you're more so looking at 5 technique, wide 9, and traditional defense. But let me ask you this: you draft guy, you seeing these guys coming into the league.
Sure.
The 3-4-4-3 talk, is that going to start to dwindle the more years that go by, because we're basically a nickel based league now anyway?
I like what Dan Quinn does, and I think true base 3-4-4-3 is really starting to not exist anymore.
Right.
Because you can see these 3-4 teams, but if you got a player that's better suited in B gap than playing head up 4, then they'll take that head up guy, scooch him over like 2 steps, and now he's a 4-eye guy. Now he's a 3-tech guy. He's a B gap guy. And that outside linebacker, they'll just bunch him in. So it turns into this hybrid kind of look. I think a lot more teams are going for the hybrid look because you don't just want to pigeonhole yourself into just one position. Into just, oh, well, we only need this kind of guy. We don't, oh, well, we run an even front, so we don't need stand-up outside linebackers. Well, okay, then we'll run an even front, and the backside defensive end, we'll just stand them up and treat them as an outside linebacker. So I just think that's a smart way that coaches are not just creating impediments for their defense. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, man, whatever good stuff you got for us, let's just use that good stuff, and we just gonna figure out how to make it work. That's how you can have like Bo Hanna and Randy Gregory and Parsons and Tristan Hill on the same roster. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how you make that work.
Bill Belichick is, I don't want to say architect, but the master at being multiple. And it was really cool to see Dan Quinn do that with the Cowboys last year. And I wonder if more teams start to work the way of what Dan Quinn did as opposed to Bill. Bill, he still had specific guys in size and measurements he wanted. But Dan was like, hey, can you do this? Bring him here. We'll make it work.
For sure. 100%. But then you could do what like Cincinnati does. They got a guy, Majai Sanders, plays in. He's like 220, And they just put his hand in the dirt and just let him just rumble down. They just let his little ass go down there and fight. And look, it was working all year till he got to the Bama kids, and now I'm like, well, maybe we don't need to put 220 Majai Sanders down in the trenches like that no more. But whatever. We'll go 814, then we'll end off with Uncle Charlie. 804, what up? Who this?
Yo, this is Phil from the 804.
Who?
What's up with y'all?
Phil 2 Trip.
Oh, Phil. Oh, Phil.
Yeah, I tried to call in the Sky Kid this morning, but he won't fucking with me.
Damn.
Well, hey, man. Hey, now.
My bad, man. My bad. Phil 2 Trip.
Phil's my guy. I fool with Phil.
I can't cuss on here.
You say what you want on here. Shit.
Nah, I know you making that money on the volume all that stuff. I know.
That's locked in, sir. Hey, sir.
That's what's up, though.
Sir, that's locked in regardless of what you say. So you say what the fuck you want. You say what you want on this guy. Let me work all that shit. Come on, sir. You say what you like. Sir, you can cancel yourself if you want to. I'm going to be like, I don't know why that young man said it on my show. That last Thursday of the month. Appreciate it. My bad, Phil. Go ahead.
You hear me?
My bad, Phil.
My bad, Phil. Go ahead. We were just talking about we was talking about all this unconditional money we get. But go ahead, Phil. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This probably like the first draft that I've been looking at. I don't even really know who like I went for real. Like, you know, last year. I mean,
Phil, wait a minute. Phil, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Shaq said, wait a minute. Phil, wait.
Family guarantee.
Phil, Shaq said I got the Kirk Cousins contract. I got the fully guaranteed, no trade.
Yo.
My bad, bro.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Phil, no, I'm done, Phil. Phil, go ahead. I'm sorry. I had to laugh at Shaq. Go ahead.
Nah, you straight.
What'd you say? My bad. Go ahead.
Nah, I don't like. I kind of know who I went, but it's like it's no one player in this draft. Like if they fall to us, I'll be turned like CeeDee Lamb. Like, you know,
I don't know. I got five. I got five.
With Jordan Davis.
Sure. That's one.
Who's yours?
Jordan, Dean, Karlaftis, Stingley.
See, I ain't really watched Karlaftis like.
You need to watch Karlaftis. Vash got a video. Go watch that.
I watched all the corners because I played corner in high school.
Sure.
College, all that, so
sure.
I'll be watching the corners.
Go watch my video, man. I did the work, so you don't have to.
Nah, for sure. That's pretty much all I got though. Y'all gotta save my number though, so y'all know who y'all talking to though.
Well, I got you. Damn, dog. I got you now. Phil 2 Trill. Next time you call in, we'll know it's you, man. But appreciate you.
Follow me on IG too.
All right, Phil.
All
right, Phil. I appreciate you, man. All right, Phil. I appreciate you, bro. Great call, bro. Kirk Cousins contract's funny, boy. Oh man,
that fully guaranteed for the.
Feel good though. I ain't gonna lie though. I mean, we work hard to get here, so I feel like I can say that. Yeah, I mean, like we put in some work to get to this point, but will Karlaftis work in a 3-4? I think in a 3-4. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, let's go for the last call. Let's get Uncle Charlie up in here. We're gonna talk to the chat box and go home. What up, Unc?
What's up? What's going on, Voch? What's going on, Skywalker? What's happening?
Everything cool.
Here's what it do.
Everything good. What you got for the show for us?
Man, let me just say this, because, man, I know y'all got a busy day. And I just want to thank y'all for what y'all do, man. Instead of, me being the OG, it's the other way around, man. I look up to y'all cats, man. Y'all give me the inspiration to be a better man, a better father, and a better citizen. And that's why I love y'all, man, because y'all instill it in me, and y'all helping the community, and you're helping the world. So that's just a thank you to y'all, man.
Man, appreciate you, Unc.
Thank you.
Let me just say this, man. When is we gonna draft a guy, a guy that's on defense that gonna be able to come in and play 1 take, 2 take, 3 takes, that can do it all, like a Michael Parsons. He was a diamond in the rough.
Sure.
And hey, we got lucky with this guy. Do you think it's possible that we can draft a guy in the first round, whether he's an edge rusher, linebacker, or a running back? Do you think we can get that first pick that can do it all?
Shit, I hope so, Unc. But this ain't really that class where there's a whole bunch of them. You know what I mean? So last year was the class where you had superstar talent or whatever. I think this class is more so of your like complimentary guys, some of your role players, like number two receivers, second pass rushers, guys that can come in and rush along with Michael Parsons, guys like that. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's a do everything guy in this class necessarily. No.
Right. Well, let me ask you something. Do you two gentlemen think it's a possible chance that they might sign DK Metcalf?
Nah, no. The Seahawks probably give him money. I don't doubt that they were shopping him, but I think that they wanted something that was very expensive that teams probably weren't willing to give up for him. So, but Seattle probably signed him so that he can be there, him and Tyler Lockett, for whatever quarterback they end up going with.
Stephen Jones said we got DK Metcalf at home. His name is Michael Gallup.
Sure did.
Yeah. And he be the very one saying, I need some glory hole. You can't trust nobody like that. Let me just say this, man. I'm going to give a service announcement. I want people to stop inviting folks over their house and their house ain't clean. In fact, my friend next door, his dad ain't cleaned the house in 10 years. And I went in there, there was a pair of pants standing in the middle of the floor with nobody else. And then there was a damn squirrel on the damn counter with his mouth open, begging for help. He had been begging to leave there. But he died right there on that damn counter. Let me just say this, man. Let me say this. Man, let me tell you something. Don't ever invite nobody over your house for a ball game. People don't know how to respect your house. Now, I let the guy use my bathroom. I didn't know he was going to stay in there that long. But when he came out, he left Satan in my toilet and his friends. And, man, I had to put this joker out, man. I said, man, you got to go. You cut my neurological system off. You got to get out my house, man. You got to go. So be careful who you invite in your house. Be very careful. And like I try to tell my friend C-Mac, you know, he got his leg chewed off by some dogs back in the 80s. And he had to end up getting a false leg. Well, I went over to his house to see how he's doing. I said, hey, man, how you doing, man? I'm doing all right. But, man, I got some problem. I said, man, what's the problem? Somebody stole my leg. You mean he stole your false leg off the porch? He said, but don't worry about it. They caught him up at the pawn shop trying to pawn it, but they weren't taking legs up there. And all of a sudden, the police brought the leg back. And he rolled the window down and slid it down. I'm like, man, if you're going to get the man his leg back, at least tie the tennis shoe up on the thing. Please do that, bro. And then what did he tell the officer? Thank you, officer. Oh, you was big and bad, and you worried about that leg, but you was nice with the police. I don't even get that. I don't even get that. And I want to say this in closing. I am tired of people jumping off buildings and jumping outside a house naked. I'm sick of it. I don't have enough of it. Now, you know, what down here in Birmingham, we got backyard fighting. I think I shouldn't say that, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's hurting the community. And this OG pulled up. He said, hey, man, we sign up for the backyard fighting. The man told him, OG, I don't think you about this life, man. I don't think man, I need the money. And the first fight was on top of the house. And the young dude, he was having a young cat for a minute, and he flexed him off the house. And he hit the ground. Man, this joke was rolling around on the ground, talking about what a mighty Jesus we serve, civil rights, we should overcome. I said, this man is dead. Don't ever do that again, bro. And that's all I got to say, man. I want to give a football question and a service announcement. And I'd like to thank my brothers for life. I'd like to thank you, Voch. I'd like to thank you, Skywalker. Y'all my brothers for life, man. It ain't about sports no more with me. It's about brotherhood. And I love y'all, bro.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, all. Thank you for your daily contribution to the Voch Lombardi show on the volume. He said, buddy took the leg to the pawn shop. They don't take legs.
He called it a false leg.
I don't know what to do with Uncle Charlie, man.
That's what I cry every time, yo. Oh,
you know, I was look, man. I was like, hey, man, we're going into the volume, man. Should we? How we gonna work on this Charlie thing? You know what I mean? I was like, how we gonna work on this Charlie thing when we get to the volume? And the best answer is to don't change shit about the
change it, bro. Just let them rock.
Don't change nothing about the Voch Lombardi show, man. I'm just the pawn shop wasn't taking no legs, crazy, man. Uncle Charlie, ladies and gentlemen. Chat, listen, this is the time for you. You know what I mean? Like, we're done with the phones, and for whatever reason, you may not have been able to call in. Whatever that reason may be is fine. We still want you to express yourself. I got two chat box open, one to my left, one to my right. I'm going to be looking in both of them. So I'm going to play my music, in which is 3 minutes. We're going to loop it twice. So that's 6 minutes for y'all to say whatever you want in the chat. So, chat, let's do this. What y'all got for us today? What y'all got for me and Will Still today?
Still recovering from
They still recovering from, they don't take false legs at the pawn shop. And look, this could be football, this could be anything. 'Cause I know it's off season and shit. So y'all can ask whatever you want. Me and Will answer. So, how many edges in the 2022 draft does it take to beat Michael Parsons? All right, bro.
You know what's wild about that? I can't think of a single, and I could be wrong. Let me know. Who's the twitchiest edge in this draft? Because what makes Micah so damn special is he can be Houdini on your way, but he also got the strength. But I can't think of any of these top, edge rushers that got that kind of twitchiness. Like you said, most of them are known for the run defense.
Sure. Thibodeaux's explosive, but I wouldn't call him like Micah twitchy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he is explosive. None of them.
I didn't think of that.
Damn, boy. We was blessed with last
Yes,
year.
we were.
Hey, man, for all 196 people watching on the Voch Lombardi channel, don't forget that Monday through Friday, we're putting content on the volume at 3 p.m. Central, Monday through Friday. So we're going live on my channel just to get y'all used to it. But at some point, I want to get everybody from the Voch Lombardi channel just to start working their way towards the volume channel. It's the volume YouTube channel. I was so interested to see how many people had no clue what the volume was. They just saw
a lot of people.
Yeah. Like they saw Colin talking. And I was like, oh shit, Voch on TV.
He on Colin Cowherd's show.
Like, I get it.
Not yet.
I get it. But this is Colin Cowherd's YouTube network. You know what I mean? So that's where these new little logos on my shit come from. So the volume on YouTube, make sure you tap into that. Rue Glock was telling me that, he was getting a lot of notifications or whatever that wasn't Voch. That's fine, because we have a set schedule, 3 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. And when the season starts, we'll switch that around.
Just gotta say, man, that camera's so crispy.
Hey, you got that? Come on, man. Someone, in case you're asking for the link is in the chat right now. I'm dropping it in the chat. So this will lead you to the volume channel. This is where I want y'all at. This is where I need y'all at, because that's where the money is. That's where I need y'all at. If you really want to take Cowboy YouTube to the next level, go check out the volume. We're going boogie. Fuster King Friday. Be sure y'all tune into the volume. 3 p.m. Central Time. Voch and Fuster King gonna talk about some draft. Pickle Rick said, y'all hiring? No, we not hiring. Sorry.
Ed Ingram. Austin wants to know, do you think Ed Ingram is possible in the third round?
The funny thing about Ed is that I think the draft community likes him more than the media does. I mean, more than the league does. So Ed Ingram could be a third round guy, but I think he's a late first round talent.
Oh,
I think Ed Ingram is a guy that, like, if you took him 32nd, I'd be like, all right, cool, that makes sense. Like, Ed Ingram, he's really one of them guys to me.
Okay, so because I wasn't really sure, because like you said, media scouts or whatever, we kind of buffing them up. I say we, I'm not part of that, but to be that dude, so I didn't think he would really be a second round option. I thought maybe third round, but to hear you take him in the better if we do grab him in the second.
Well, I'm not taking him in the first, but in context, right? Like, boss
first
man,
round talent.
Think about this. Like, last year, Kelvin Joseph, if he would have gone first round, we'd have been like, ooh, okay. If Diggs would have went first round, we'd have been like, ooh. But when you get him in the second, you go, oh.
Yeah.
That's how I think about Ed Ingram. Like, he's a guy that could go first, but the value is there to get him in day two. In day two. $1 million question: how much it costs to get Charles Cross? Now, I do think that's interesting, though, Will. Like, we had some guys that was on our 30 visits, that's out of our range. So it's interesting. It's interesting to see, how
they haven't traded. I could be wrong. Y'all let us know in the chat. When's the last time they traded up?
I've only seen the Cowboys move back to get picks, but The last
Well,
time,
they moved up with Claiborne, but that was 2012, right?
the last time we moved up was to get Tyler Biotish. I think we got
I mean in the first.
on the first round.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I want to say it was Claiborne.
Yeah, Claiborne to get into the top 6 or whatever, the top 10 or whatever. So yeah, that's the thing. But will the Cowboys give up a pick to move up? I don't know. Hazard says, will there be a roundtable on the volume?
Come on, man.
Hang tight, man. Voch did that, so hopefully he ain't got to go through that. Don't worry about it. Nothing changes here. Look, when I tell you, hey, yo, Voch, whatever you need, when like that's what it is.
That's the energy we getting, man.
All right, so it's gonna be a roundtable on the volume at some point. It's up to me to set it up correctly, but it will happen.
Best row. Watch how far of a gap is there between Kenyon and Zion versus offensive guard 3 to 5? Question.
Let me pull up my list.
I know you big Kenyon Green, but I'm willing to wait. I'll wait to the second.
So I love Kenyon Green. And we're gonna break like one day when we ain't got shit else to talk about.
Just gonna do a straight Kenyon Green.
Because we mostly broke down edges today because we ain't got shit else to talk about. But one day when we ain't got nothing else to talk about, we're just gonna go over offensive line. Kenyon Green is my 3rd ranked offensive lineman. Zion Johnson is my 6th. So even though I got Green better than Zion, and I do think that Green is a whole tick better than like Green is a 1st round talent for me. Zion is a 2nd round talent. And what was the question was how far is the gap between Kenyon Green and OG 3 and 5? Ed Ingram is right behind Zion Johnson for me. Right behind him. Tags touching if this player wasn't here. And just in terms of guard, he's up there. Now when you get into the Kennards, the Sawyers and those guys, then it kind of moves around a little bit. But Zion, Ed Ingram, Kenyon Green as guards, I don't know if y'all seen my my listing or whatever, but they all better than Trevor Penning. So
oh yeah, we gonna have to do a show on that.
yeah, we got to do it, man. We got to do it. Trevor Penning is my 9th offensive lineman. We'll do the show, and I'll give y'all like my reasoning behind it, but I'll just deal with that onslaught when I get there. J Roll says, "Is Scoutcast done?" Nope. I got a job. Jeff got a job. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna work on it. We'll be back. Scoutcast will be back soon. But I don't want to pressure nobody. Hey, whenever Jeff ready, we can book it, but no pressure on nobody. Use Leo Chanel like Micah Parsons. Ooh. Leo Chanel had the weirdest pro day, bro. Like he just showed up like the most athletic linebacker of all time at his pro day.
I need y'all to get me on board. I'm just it's not like I dislike the guy. I'm just like, yes.
I guess too, Mark. He's not that guy to me neither, but
just not seeing it. Like
he's not that guy to me neither. Hey, KD Beats send me some new cutups. Appreciate you, KD. I'll take a look at those when all this is over. Pickle Rick says Penning is overrated. Tamara's talking about some basketball. Let me look over at this other chat. She's just acting up. Charles Cross, number 1 in this class.
It is interesting, man. When you think about they brought in Cross, Devin Lloyd, guys that a couple of them receivers.
It's interesting, right?
Ain't supposed to be in our range.
Do you think we can move up, or do you think this is something we should talk about tomorrow?
Let's wrap about it tomorrow. We kind of talked about it earlier on my show, and my man, and I'm glad you said that because Mel brought up a question. I said I was going to ask you today, but damn it, I'll ask you tomorrow.
Trading up.
I got it. Trade up and down. He said something that I wasn't even thinking about, but man, I'll say something to you off air so we can save the content.
Okay, for sure.
Fantastic question. Or thought, I should say.
For sure. Holla at y'all. What else we got? Just to be mean. Hold on. He just be so mean to me. Y'all see this? Don't nobody see this. Don't nobody see nothing. What it say on Boondocks? Don't be looking at Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones ain't gonna help you. I need to get a Boondocks poster, man.
Yeah.
I need to get a fucking Boondocks poster. We'll work on it. What's also interesting is Micah didn't get a visit last year. Sure, but maybe. So, Will, to be fair, Micah Parsons didn't get a visit last year.
Yeah, so
and we were drafting top 10, and he was number 1 on their board. That's interesting.
Not everybody comes in for the visit. You only got 30 of them, and there's certain players you like. I don't really need to bring them. Hell, Mo Claiborne not brought in on the 30 visit.
Sure.
It's usually those guys that, excuse me, will they fall? We need to know more about them. Mid-round dudes, small school-ish dudes, character, which Micah was a character coming in, but I thought that was fine. Yeah, he didn't come in on a 30 visit, but was it even arguable that he was the most talented defensive player in the draft?
I still think the Cowboys bluff a little bit because you remember like Jalen Hurts was one of their visits, one time, and I don't think was ever drafting Jalen Hurts. I don't know. Interesting stuff.
I think he was overdrafted, but
yeah, he was definitely overdrafted. I mean, that's fair. I mean, maybe he was looking at to be a backup. Or
that's what I was saying. Like maybe 5th round pick, 4th round pick. Yeah, quarterback is going to quarterback.
What do you think about Stingley? Overrated or underrated?
Missed the show last week. Oh, I'll go super chat.
I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail. We get Derek Stingley. You feel me? Yeah, Airborne Bullets. I was trying to pull it up, but
I can't pull it up either.
Yeah, like YouTube is bullshitting today. So Airborne Bully, I apologize. If you'll simply re-ask your question, we'll answer it and not end the show until we answer it. So Airborne Bullies, please, drop your question in the chat box. Appreciate you, sir.
Tripping.
Yeah, YouTube is slowing down a little bit, but hey, we almost done. 30 more seconds. Actually, we're gonna let Airborne Bully answer his question, and then we'll just wrap up the show. If he ever, if you don't get hit for this song cut off, oh shit, the song cutting. Hey,
Airborne, he on his phone.
Eminem Fernandez says, "Don't ask it so they don't end the show." That's not how this works.
I press this button on your asses and we out of here.
We'll cut the theme song on right now. Oh man, Airborne Bullet. I do want to get to you, super chat. Here we go. If Devin Lloyd falls to 24, do we pick him? Depends on who's on the board. And just look at Joe Sandberg. It depends who's on the board, and I think that's with anybody,
I wonder if that would be the Micah situation. They don't think he'll be there, but they wanted to do this homework, right?
Sure.
Let me just do the homework on him, and if he is there, I could see it. I mean, obviously, who's on the board, but ain't gonna be too many. I think that are gonna be above him on that, on their big board.
Sure, 100%. So, hey, man, we'll have to see. And I think, to be fair, like we always talk about players that could be there at 24. I don't think we talk about Devin Lloyd enough. So, I think that's fair. Yeah, sure.
Question there, boy.
Yeah, good question. Hey, chat. And another one tomorrow. We're going to talk about trading up and down. So don't forget, here on the volume, we're going live Monday through Friday, or we'll be dropping some type of content for you Monday.
Yeah, you got to fix that one.
Hey, I'm gonna get the script right, and we're gonna get it right. But we're gonna drop content Monday through Friday. I will definitely say that at 3 p.m. Central Time every day. We was a little late today. We had a little technical difficulties, and YouTube still messing up. So
yeah, I can't.
So that ain't on us. But hey, we appreciate everybody for tuning in, do all the algorithm things. Please, we got Fuster King coming on Friday talking about some draft. That's not going to be on the Voch Lombardi channel. That'll be on the Volume channel. So be sure to tune in on the Volume channel. Tay holding us down on the Volume side, not the Voch Lombardi side. Thank you, ma'am. And just everybody from the Voch Lombardi side, where we need y'all at is over on the Volume side. So I'm just gonna drop this link here, and whenever y'all get some time, man, just run over to the Volume side and just hit the subscribe button, because that's where Voch will be. Voch will exist on both channels, not just the Voch Lombardi channel. And starting in May, live streams will be exclusively on the volume. So be sure to tap in for that. Voch Lombardi on all social media platforms, VOCHLOMBARDI. And tonight we're playing Elden Ring on twitch.tv/Voch Lombardi. Be sure to tap in on that. Will Still?
Yo, you can find me on Twitter at Skywalker Still, and every morning 8:15-ish on YouTube, A to Z Sports Dallas. I'm talking Dallas Cowboys every single day, Monday through Friday.
And if y'all want to sit in a circle and I read comic books to y'all, then we can do that on Twitch also. I ain't just talking shit because it's part of my background, my new aesthetic or whatever. But you know what I mean? Hey, we can do that. And you know, just to double down on what I was saying about Twitch, Twitch is my non-football platform. So everything that's non-football goes down over there on Twitch. All right. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Hold it down for the Doski, Woski, Peace, Whiskey. Love y'all to pieces. Go tell somebody else you love me. Have a great day. Volume.
Beats Planet.